Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my YouTube channel today. This is Butter69. I'm bringing you guys another Modern Warfare 2 beta video. So this one, we're going to be going over some of the things that I would change about the game. So, the number one thing I think needs to change about this game, at least from my play experience in this first weekend, along with other feedback I've heard from other creators and stuff that I've been watching, and just the general gist from the first weekend of people that were playing and I was watching them, is this UI menu. This UI menu is just really confusing, doesn't make a lot of sense, and I think I might have a few ideas once I delve into it a little bit here. So first off, you load into the game and you're looking at this. Right now it's message of the day. I assume that'll change depending on what's going on, everything like that. But you can scroll through this and you can see like maps added, kill streak stuff, and the museum map, everything like that. That's all cool and dandy. You come down and it gives you a list of different game modes. You got invasion, you got team deathmatch, you got domination that I'm showing here. So I'll show you why that's weird in a second, and then at the bottom you got games. Call of Duty Warzone 2.0, obviously that's locked, and then the open beta that's right here. I assume it'll be Warzone 2.0 originally, and then just Modern Warfare 2, but this kind of seems pointless right now. Why do you have this in the game if there's nothing else other than Warzone and the current game? Like, maybe just move it up here, put it with the recommended game modes, Warzone 2.0 right here on the end. Even if it's like a separate game that you have to launch separately, you know, obviously we don't know what's going to happen with that. We don't know if it's going to be a separate game all to itself, or if it's just going to be fully built into this game like the original was with Modern Warfare 2019. But there's no reason to have that third step down here. There's not going to be enough information there. This entire thing down here is pointless. There's no reason for it. So anyways, we come back up to here. Say we select a game mode like Team Deathmatch, right? Now you're in this menu, you see your character, everything like that. There's a bug on the first day that I was playing where it would show the other people in my party as my player instead of showing me my player, and I couldn't see it, you know, whatever. That was a minor bug. They fixed that already, right? But you're sitting at this menu and there's no option to easily change what I'm playing. I got Team Deathmatch here, but if I click on it, oh look, I started searching. I don't want to do that. I can't click on here to cancel. I have to hit escape to cancel. And it says, are you sure? Yeah, I'm sure. I just hit escape to stop canceling. Like, you don't have a button on screen, nothing. What's going on with that? It just, you know, it's right there. Why can't I just re-click on it? It doesn't make any sense to me. Second of all, when you're in a group with another player, the start find match button there stays exactly the same. It doesn't have like a lock button. It doesn't say that you're in somebody else's party. So I ran into an issue where I accidentally accepted a party invite when I thought that they were actually, or had actually joined my party. So I thought I was the host. I'm clicking start match and it wasn't going. I was just sitting there confused. I was like, what's going on? And it wasn't until the other person was like, oh yeah, no, I'm actually the host of this lobby. And then we figured out how I accidentally joined it, that like, it finally came to light that like, oh, well, that's a problem, right? Like, you should know if you're the host of your party or not. So if you're the host of your party, you should be the only one that sees the start finding a match button. It's, you know, it's simple little things like that that just, it makes you question why. But now that I have that there, again, there's no option to change the game mode here. So to change the game mode, you have to press escape. And now you come back to this screen, which, when you're looking at it, is completely different than the menu that I saw in the main menu when I first logged in. Now I can get back to the main menu, I just hit escape again and I go back to here. But there's three separate modes here. There's no separate Team Deathmatch or separate Domination mode in the other list. I click into here, I come back. Where's Domination? Where's Team Deathmatch? See, if you don't know what you're doing, if this is your first time seeing this menu, you're confused. you don't know what's happening, right? Because, oh, well, I click Team Deathmatch to go and play Team Deathmatch. Now I come back to here. I want to get back to just playing Team Deathmatch. How do I do so? Well, it's simple. You don't. You can't just do that unless you filter the options. So when you're hovering over these, none of these have any options except for Quick Play. Quick Play has a filter here. And this is where you can set it to just Team Deathmatch or just Domination, or you can do both. But because you're not at the main, like the original main menu, you can't just easily see that. You can't easily do that. And with none of these other ones having a filter on them, it's kind of hard to recognize that. You're just going to click on Quick Play, and you're going to be like, well, I only want to play Team Deathmatch. Matter of fact, my own brother, who I was playing with in some of my streams and stuff like that, said to me that you could not filter Domination out and only play Team Deathmatch, or filter out Team Deathmatch and only play Domination. He said that's not possible, and it wasn't until we came back to the screen that we realized that there was a filter button here that actually allowed you to do so. So unless you know, just happen to have the knowledge to know that, you know, you're able to filter these here, you're never really going to get around to it. In, like, you know, we got Ground War, Invasion, Third Person Mosh Pit, Hardpoint, Search and Destroy, Prisoner Rescue, Knockout. So many different options here. But if we go back to the main menu, it's Invasion, Team Deathmatch, and Domination. Which means, you know, players who are coming into this game, the people who, you know, launch this game and they're just trying to get into a match quickly, they're going to click one of these options. So that means all the other modes are going to have very few players on it, because they're all going to be playing these three. Because those are the only three that it shows you right away. And again, it's not until you click in, then go back, that you get to this menu. I don't see how that makes any sense. Like, if you're here, you should just have a little button right next to it that just says filter. Make it obvious, make it seen. You click that, and then it brings up this menu. Like, why is that not there? And second of all, like, I assume that, like, the main menu, it's gonna be, like, this message of the day, then it's gonna be single player, then multiplayer, and then spec ops, and then maybe the games at the bottom, or something like that, right? But when you get to the multiplayer menu, if you're only showing three options, that doesn't make any sense. And I think when you're here, it should just be go to multiplayer lobby, and then you filter from there. It shouldn't be any of this nonsense of having all of these like this. That just doesn't make any sense to me. And so, now that I got that part out of the way, you know, I gave my suggestion for that. Like I said, just put something next to the start button that just makes it nice, easy, and obvious that, oh, hey, this is where you can play different game modes. This is where you can select different game modes. If you want to queue for multiple of those at once, go for it, man. Sometimes, you know, you just want to queue for a bunch of shit because you don't care what you're playing. You just want to get into a match and shoot some people, man. You know, it's just the simple little things. So now, I'm going to go on to probably the biggest area of changes, the worst menus in the entire game, and that's the weapons. This screen, it looks nice, sleek, whatever, but it is so useless. Like, cool, I can see this guy standing there with my, you know, favorited weapons. Cool, that's fine, right? First of all, vehicle customization. Why is vehicle customization here? Like, vehicle customization, that has nothing to do with weapons. I can understand kill streaks. You know, you get the kill streaks from getting kills with the weapons, right? And they're kind of connected because, you know, you choose your kill streaks and then you choose your loadout, right? You choose your kill streaks, you can't change them once you get into match, but you can change your loadout in a match, right? That makes sense. Those things, fine. The vehicle customization, why not? You have this whole operator screen, right? You got the two sides, you can flip back and forth between them. Just right here at the bottom, put a little box that just says vehicle customization. That takes that button off of the weapons side. It's still there. It's with the actual customization stuff, as a matter of fact. You're customizing your character, you're customizing the way that things look. Why is it not with that screen? Why is it with the weapons? It doesn't make sense to me. So if you got rid of that vehicle customization, put it down here with the operators, and then you come back over here to weapons, and instead of having this multiplayer loadout, like, I click on this and I have custom loadouts here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, right? That makes sense. Okay, you can go up to 10. I'm using 4 of the 10 right now, but list them on the left side here. Just custom loadout 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then right next to it, right next to those, you can have a little like settings cog that will allow you to rename or delete it. Now let me show you why I say that, as a matter of fact. Because you go into these custom loadouts and, you know, you're hovering over them, you click on them, it goes in, right? That makes sense. You want to rename, you have to press R or click options here. And then here's where you can set to favorite, rename, copy, or delete it. So why not just take these 1, 2, 3, 4, list 1, 2, 3, 4, still have the available 10 slots for, you know, the buttons, and then just have a little setting cog next to it to edit those things. Doesn't make sense. There's not even anything really going on here on the left side. So what is that going to cover up? There's nothing there to cover up. So then that clears up space for the skill streaks, right? There's nothing really going on this right side either. It's just some, you know, stuff in the background to look at. Sure, it looks cool, but there's no point to it. There's nothing there. I'm not looking at the guy who's moving in the middle of the screen, which is actually my favorite operator. I'm not looking at the guns, which are my favorite guns in the middle. So what the fuck else am I looking at? Nothing. There's nothing over here. There's nothing over here. Put the loadouts there. Put the kill streaks straight up and down here. Top one, your lowest kill streak. Middle one, your middle kill streak. And the last one is your highest kill streak. Just put them top to bottom. Nice and simple. Right? Right? That clears up so much space. It clears up so much confusion, because in order to change a kill streak, I have to click into here, and then I would have to unselect this and then choose another one, when it could just simply be a button right here. I click on kill streak 1 and I'm changing that first kill streak. It unselects it automatically. I can then go select another one, and it's nice and simple. I don't have to come in here and be like, oh, you know, I want a bomb drone instead, and then have it change to that. Because like, if I'm up here and I click this, it's changing my second one. I don't want to change my second one. What if I wanted my first one to be that one? Well, then I have to unselect, reselect. As a matter of fact, it doesn't even look like I can get two of the same kill marker. I didn't even realize that before, but I can't. So, why? Why is that a thing? Just move it here, top to bottom, 1, 2, 3. Nice and simple. Get the custom loadouts on the left side here. And that makes that much easier. Again, vehicle customization has no reason to be right here. None of this matters. None of this is weapon related. You're not changing the weapons on the vehicle. You're not changing, you know, how fast the vehicle drives or anything like that. Why is it in the weapons? All you'll be changing is the skin on the car, the horn, and if it plays the soundtrack on the inside. That's all that will be changing. And even now, it doesn't do anything. You know, you click customize and it brings you back to the play menu. You know, that doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make any sense. But move that over to the operators, and then bam, you're good. The operator screen, by the way, other than that one addition I'd add to it, this is fine. This is probably the best UI in the entire fucking game. Right here. It looks so good. I can tell what I'm choosing, you know, everything like that. I assume that they'll have a button that you press to go into skins and stuff like that. Or, you know, maybe just have like a little button at the bottom that says customize like the vehicles, and then you can go in and customize it. Like right now, you know, you don't really have that many options, so you can kind of just flip between the two. And then you can favorite your thing by pressing X. They don't make that very apparent. That one might, you know, might need a change at some point. So this one is favorited because it has a little star here. You come over here, you can click it, or if I come back over here and press X, it'll set whichever one, you know, to your favorited. That little minor detail, that really doesn't matter. It only changes your character that's on the screen. So, you know, again, not that big a deal. Now, when we go into customize a loadout, right? Aside from the fixes I already said, which was, you know, moving it out and having the options button straight to the right side of it, which I think would just be much cleaner, because edit and options, like you think edit would be editing the name of the class, but it's not. It actually takes you in to edit the actual loadout. Just little minor like wording things too, just everywhere. I don't know, it doesn't make sense. Another fun thing that I noticed is you can go to custom loadout 1, you can go to 3, Oh, that was pretty bad, actually. You can go to 4, and sometimes these just break. So they're supposed to fit your weapon in it, and sometimes they just don't. See, that one fits perfectly, right? My weapon's perfectly in that foam there. But when you switch to other ones, sometimes they just break. Like, what is that? What is that? I'm sure it's just a little minor bug, but it's something I noticed, and I felt the need to point it out. So, you're going to customize a weapon now, okay? You come in here, and you're like, okay, what's the first thing I'm going to do? I'm going to pick a primary weapon. So I come to pick a primary weapon. Well, when you're first starting out in the beta, almost everything was locked. The only option that you had was the M4, and you click it, it brings up this thing. It's the different vault skins. That makes sense. That's pretty much exactly the same as Modern Warfare 2019. So now, if I want to edit this weapon, you know, I see select. I click select. Oh, I'm selecting the weapon. Okay, my bad. Sorry, I didn't want to do that. Well, if I click on the middle again, oh, I'm selecting the weapon again. The only way to get to actually edit the weapon is to press R or press the little gunsmith button here. When it could simply, like, these buttons, they don't need to be at the bottom. It just cut the box in half, and when you're hovering over it, just say that the left half is select and the right half is gunsmith. Then I can click on either side and select that. There's no reason for these little buttons down here. Like, they're so small, they're so out of the way. You don't know to press R unless you've, like, sat here and really read it. Hell, the people I was playing with for the first probably 30, 40 games they played, they never edited a loadout because they didn't know how to. They came in here and they were so confused by the UI, they were like, well, I don't know how to make a weapon, so I'm just using the default class. And as a matter of fact, that is the kind of gist that I got from most of the feedback from Weekend 1 and from all of the, you know, people I've been watching on YouTube and such like that. Is that it's confusing. Why? Why? But I digress. Let's go into the gunsmith now, okay? So I'm looking here, and I'm like, wow, there are a lot of attachment slots. So you're thinking, okay, well, you know, I'm definitely going to want to add an optic, so I go to add an optic, right? Like, oh, I want this hybrid fire point, sure. Yeah, okay, cool, that's on there. Then, well, I want a muzzle, so what am I going to do? I'm going to hover over these, and I'm like, okay. This one seems like it's got pretty good stuff. Sound suppression, recoil smoothness, and the nice thing with the M4 is it's kind of bouncy, so you want the smoothness. So they have weapon vaults in this game, and the way that the weapon vaults work is the camo that you're using for your gun is going to be able to transfer onto all available attachments for that platform, or that are platform specific at least. And so for the M4 with the Cinder skin, that means all the M4 specific attachments will have a skin. But when you click on this, it just attaches it. And it took me a good while to figure out, because I watched the whole next event, I watched or read through some of the details and stuff about the gunsmith. They're like, no, you can put the camos on there. I was in here, I'm like, I just selected it, and it's not giving me a camo option. How do I do it? Well, you gotta hover over it and then press this other button. Why? Again, why? Why do I have to press another button? Just when I click it, like I did when I was selecting the primary weapon, you gave me the option of the different skins. Why don't you just do that? Why do I have to go out of my way to change it from the default one to the Cinder one? Look how much better that looks. The carbon fiber on there, oh my god, that looks so good. Why was it not the default? Or at least, like, with me using the Cinder M4, shouldn't you just default to auto-adding the Cinder skins on the attachments when I'm adding them? That should just be the default to have a consistent look across everything. I'd understand it if it did that, and then you had to change the skin if you wanted a different one to mismatch skins and stuff like that. That'd be fine. That'd make sense, as a matter of fact. The fact that I can't even do that, it took me, like, a Google search to figure out how to change the skin on a fucking attachment. That's kind of ridiculous, man. Like, come on. There's no reason for that. And then, you know, okay, well, I want to add a barrel, so let's see here. This one gives me aim down sight speed, and I like that. This one gives me movement speed. This one gives me hip control too. hip fire accuracy, bullet velocity, damage range, you know. I'm looking at these, and then I get to one with 4. And look at this. Look at this. The recoil control here, I can read it. Don't get me wrong, I can read it. But it's hard to see. Along with that, the sheen off of the weapon here makes it hard to read movement speed. What is this? Are you gonna move that up? So that way it's like, it starts up here and then comes down? So I have plenty of space to read these things? Because you get to some of these and they got like 4 of them. And it's clipping into other UI. Well, what is that? Did anybody think of this? Did anybody at Infinity Ward sit down for 2 goddamn seconds and look at the fucking UI of this game? Because bullet velocity, damage range, hipfire accuracy, and recoil control, that's fantastic. And on sight speed, yeah, I might be fine with aiming down a little bit slower if I get all 4 of those. Like, you already don't move very fast in the game, you don't need that, you know, hip recoil control, if I got a tighter hip fire range, then it'll be fine. So like, yeah, I want to put that one on. Well, gotta select the skin again. Not gonna put it on automatically. See, now it looks just fine. Looks great. Fantastic. And then, you know, you're going through these, and eventually, like, let me just put some of these on here. There was another one clipping with the UI again there, you know. Lovely. And then, I don't know. Let me see. What kind of magazines do I got? Oh, a 60-round mag. Cool. That one's pretty cool. Get the little red stripe on it. Bam. There's my weapon. Only 5 attachments. Like, only 5? So, you know, a five pick, it's been a thing for a while. Don't get me wrong. We have all these different attachment slots. I think there's 1 or 2 weapons in the beta. I think they're part of the Lockman platform. They have, like, even more stuff. And, like, the whole thing is just supposed to make a gun for your playstyle. But, like, the ammunition doesn't really matter as long as I can shoot the people. So, there's no reason to run a laser. There's no reason to run ammunition. At this point, there's no reason to run a rear grip or an underbarrel because the other stuff outweighs everything else on the gun, and you have no reason to use it. And then only giving you 5 attachment slots when there's so many things to choose from is a little bit ridiculous. Now this comes to the next thing, is, you know, they have the weapon platforms. So you have the M4 weapon platform, and then you have a few different receivers within that platform, right? And now this is the big one. This is the one that's been confusing the shit out of everyone. And that's because you come over here, and you will see each one of these other ones locked. It just says locked. It doesn't even tell you how to unlock it, anything like that. And I was even confused at first because I'm like, oh, well, I'm supposed to unlock these receivers. And you know, week 2 was when I got to play because I'm on PC here. But all of them were already unlocked for me, all of these. And I thought they said that you were going to have to unlock each other variant of it. And well, that's true. But for the second weekend, they gave us an advantage of being able to catch back up to the PlayStation players who played week 1 by giving us all the receivers right away. And so that way we'd be able to work on it like that. But that created more confusion. Because then I was like, well, how do I see what I would normally need to do to, like, unlock those receivers, right? You're staring here and you're like, what? And then it's up here, progression. But you go customize, this is where you can do charms and you'll be able to do camos and all that. But you go to progression and you see the screen and you're like, okay, so the M4 is used to unlock the F10 Recon, or F-TAC Recon, the 5.56 Icarus, the FSS Hurricane, and the M16. Eventually, right? Like, you gotta use each of those separate weapons. Like, use M4 to get this one you use to get that one. You use this one to get that one, and that one to get that one, right? That makes sense. Okay, how do I know what to do? Because you're looking at this, you're confused. You're like, okay, well, when do I unlock each one? How do I unlock each one? Like, yeah, I unlock it from this one, but how? Well, you gotta click on this, and then it only shows you part of the track. It doesn't even show you far enough to see where you unlock the rest of the guns. And I don't know if it works better on controller or not, but on PC, you can scroll across there, you can move your mouse over. It does nothing. It doesn't even give you the controls for actually how to move this menu. You can see here, it has a scroll wheel down here in the bottom left-hand corner for next weapon. Let's scroll down. It goes to the F10 Recon. I scroll back up, it goes to the M4. That makes sense. But I still can't see the chain. Press 2 to zoom out. Okay, well now I'm back to here. How do I see the rest of the attachments? There's no controls on the screen. Well, you just click and drag it. You just click and drag. I figured that out on accident. But I was sat here for a while being like, how the fuck do I see what I'm doing? And you know, sometimes these things don't actually pop up with their names or what they are. And you come down here, they all show what they are, but these ones don't. If I want to go down here, I can't just click on it. I have to scroll. Why can't I just click on this one and go? That doesn't make any sense. But, come over here and you say, oh, the F-TAC Recon's unlocked to level 13 of this weapon. So you have to level that weapon up to level 13. And then you unlock the F-TAC Recon. And on the F-TAC Recon, you gotta get to level 16, and then you unlock the FSS Hurricane. That's how that works. All the attachments that you unlock here will be able to be used on the FSS Hurricane, or supposedly that's what they said how it's gonna work. All attachments within a platform, so all attachments for any of the M4 models, you should be able to use on any of the M4 models. The only thing that transfers over to other weapons, so you have the Lockman series, right? Or the Lockman platform. The only thing that transfers over to there are the sights. So like the scopes, the red dots, you know, all those transfer over. And then I think some of the front end attachments, like certain suppressors and stuff like that, will transfer over to there. And maybe even some of the ammo types if the specific gun that you're using uses the same type of ammo. But that's how you do that. That's how you see the progression. And honestly, I don't have a suggestion as to how to do the progression better, other than, you know, let me click on this and let me see it, and then maybe putting the controls for going left and right, you know, a little bit easier. But I think that the progression should probably just open up to this menu, because this menu, honest to God, is completely pointless. I can see the weapon level that I'm at for each one, right? That's cool, I guess, but it is just, it's useless. I don't see any of the attachments. I don't see any of the important information other than where the tree may or may not lead me. And the M16 is clipping into the top of the UI up here anyway. So, I mean, you know, it's just, I don't know. But this screen needs to go. I think it needs to open straight into here. You know, whichever weapon you have, like say I have the F-TAC Recon on, it should open up to here, and then I should be able to go back up and scroll through. And I think that would be easier for people to understand. And, you know, obviously if you gave them the proper controls to be able to navigate these menus, it would also help. Also, if the gun's over here and I scroll up, or what was it? If I scroll down at a certain area, oh yeah. So I'm hovering over this weapon right now, and if I scroll down, half the time it doesn't actually go. Like I'm scrolling. Oh, it worked on the third click there. Like, I don't know. There's a little bit of smoothness there. A little bit of something needs to change there. And, you know, it needs to open straight up to this menu and not the other menu. And I think this progression needs to be a little more noticeable. Like, maybe if you're in the build weapon and you come here and it says that these are locked, it shouldn't say lock. It should see progress. And then when you click on see progress, it should take you straight up to here and be like, okay, I unlocked the next one at level 13. So I gotta use this weapon to get to level 13 to unlock that. And that's all it should be. Just a little menu that just brings you over to that and tells you how to unlock it. Because just saying that they're locked doesn't make sense to people. And if I'm being real with like everybody here, you know, Call of Duty players don't always have the highest IQ in the world, so not giving them straight up easy answers for stuff that they're trying to find, it's going to be really confusing. You know, they're not going to know what they're doing. Luckily, I had read up on how this whole system was going to work and everything like that, so I knew that there was something I was looking for. The issue for me was I just didn't know how to find it, which, you know, of course, is just me sitting at the menu longer, figuring out how to use it. But that comes to the next point of, you know, when you're in this, you know, loadout, you're choosing things and you switch these weapons, it gets rid of everything. And even when I'm here, I then, again, have to choose the thing. Like, I had to choose Cinder there. Whereas if I come and say I go back to a different assault rifle, and then I come over to the SMG, so use the FSS Hurricane. When I select it, oh, there's the Cinder Hurricane. Why does it show me it instantly here, but it doesn't when I'm swapping the receiver? It's just inconsistencies there. And then when you're in the gunsmith and you're editing something, say the match is starting, or, you know, say they have map vote or something, like when the game launches, and you want to get back out to it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have to hit back 5 times to get to the screen I'm looking for. Do you not think that that's just like 3 too many fucking screens? Like, and having the custom loadouts just listed top to bottom here would make this whole screen useless. This whole screen, completely useless if you just fill this empty void down the left side with it. Why? Why even have it? You know? You come in here and, sorry, I didn't mean to click that. You know, I accidentally clicked that one. But, you know, you come in here and you only have a few, you know, things to choose from. This is the beta after all. They only give us a few options. So I'm sure that'll expand everything like that. I think the lethals and the tacticals are perfectly fine. The field upgrades in a perfectly fine area. I think the layout of the screen makes sense. That's all fine. Now, the next thing that's got a lot of people confused was these perk packages. So I had a long discussion with my brother with this on stream, and this is going to be my last point of, I think, this video, because this is the last gripe that I have about the menu system and everything like that. I think I've covered everything else. You come into here, and originally you don't have a perk package. You just have the Assault Phantom, Hunter, Deadeye, Support, and Sniper, right? And, you know, going through these, you can't delete these. You can't edit these default ones. They're just there forever. I don't know if that's going to change in the full game. You know, I'd hope that you'd be able to delete these, because, you know, I don't want fucking 52 default perk packages. I just want to see the ones that I created. Or at least, if these are here, allow me to edit them to make them my own version of those. Like, that's fine if I can edit them. But just allow me that simple pleasure of being able to do that. Or, like, delete them. Because, you know, they're just taking up so much space. They're pointless. They have no reason to be there. But then, when you make your own perk package and you have options and you have equip. Options goes into edit, rename, and delete. Shouldn't it be edit and then options, and then just the equip is double clicking it? Like, oh, I click that and it equips it. Then it takes me back to this menu. If I'm trying to edit it, I'm confused. I'm like, what? Equip? That's not, equip's not edit. If I click on it, I don't edit it. The only option left, I have to go into options for the perk package? Why do I have to go into options for the perk package? Right? Doesn't make any sense. Also, with this perk package, maybe you could just, you know, have the custom ones here. Like, I can see here with the plus sign, you're only going to allow 5 custom ones. So, like, custom 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then just have an edit cog next to them. And then have all the default ones right next to that. There's 5 default ones. There's going to be 5 custom ones. 5 in a list. Doesn't even need to be a big list, just a list with a little edit button next to them. And when you hover over them, maybe it can extend down and show you the little icons for the perks. Simple fix there. I don't know. You come into here, you go to edit finally. You figure out how to edit, I should say, and then you go to edit finally. And you're looking at these and you're like, oh, okay, they're giving me a choice here, right? I have a choice of things that I want. So overkill. It's going to allow me to carry 2 primary weapons. That's good, right? You know, sometimes you want to run 2 primary weapons, especially in some game modes like Search and Destroy, where you need to be adaptable. You might want an SMG for running inside, and then if you're holding a longer point outside, maybe you want a sniper. So you run overkill. That makes sense. Double time, it's going to allow you to tactical sprint for longer and just increase certain movement speeds, like crouching movement speed by 30%. That's a pretty good one. I like running that one because I like being able to move a little bit quicker around the map if I need to. You know, that makes sense. Then you have Battle Hardened. It reduces the effect of flash stun and EMPs. that could be useful in the game, but honestly, at the end of the day, I get hit by a stun or flash and the dude's instantly on me. So it doesn't matter if it's reduced. It's still gonna affect me long enough for me to get killed. So that perk's completely useless to me. I don't know if you guys would agree with me, but that's just how I feel about that one. Scavenger, well, the weapons that you start out with, they don't have a lot of excess ammo when you're running through the game. And, you know, I've heard a lot of people complain about time to kill, but I think time to kill is perfectly fine. It takes a few bullets to kill people, and the biggest problem I run into, especially when I start going out of streak, is I run out of ammo. So, Scavenger makes sense for me. I need to be able to pick up the ammo off the ground and stuff like that. Yeah, that makes sense. Now, EOD, take less damage from non-kill streak explosives. Honestly, kind of useless. You know, I've died a lot from grenades and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, people don't use that many regular grenades in this game, and they never really have historically through Call of Duty. Like, grenades are one of the least used things in the game, and so this perk is almost useless to me also. There's no reason for it to be here. Now, the next one, Tracker. This allows you to see where footprints from where the enemies have just been. So if an enemy has been there recently, you're going to see a trail of footprints. The darker red they are, the, you know, closer in time that you are to when they were last there. They turn white after a while of them streaking before finally disappearing, stuff like that. Tracker, really good perk, especially if you're trying to find people or playing objective game modes. Again, like Search and Destroy, where you might not know where the last person is, but, you know, you run pet through a door or something like that. Oh, you see their footsteps. Okay, now you can go follow those footsteps, be able to find them, be able to, you know, kill them, hopefully get the drop on them, because you know where they are, they might not know where you are. That makes sense. And then Strong Arm, you're able to throw equipment further. Yeah, who the fuck cares? Like, honestly, if I'm being real, who the fuck wants to throw equipment long or further? Nobody cares about that one. That one's completely useless. I don't think a single fucking person in the entire planet is gonna use Strong Arm. Just saying it now. If somebody out there is avidly using Strong Arm and they're like, yeah, I believe Strong Arm is a really good perk, you know, please shout them out to me. Because I'd love to meet them. That would be an interesting conversation. I would love to hear their side of the story as to why they think that perk is a viable perk. Because I can tell you, talking to all my friends, every single person I played with this weekend, which is over 15 different people that I played with, not a single one said Strong Arm was even a viable perk. It's just useless. Then you come on Extra Tactical. I could see that being used in certain circumstances. You know, it's mostly just to annoy people when you want to spam gas grenades or flashbangs. You know, when they have inevitably released shipment, you know, probably in Season 2, and every single person's going to run 2 flashbangs on their class, constantly be flashbanging, because, you know, you're only going to live for 2 seconds anyways. That's just enough time to launch both of them and blind the entire map. So, you know, that's really the only use for that perk. But when I come into this menu, I see 4 perks that I get to choose from: Overkill, Double Time, Scavenger, and Tracker. Those are the only 4 that stand out to me. So it's a little bit of a choice to choose only 2 of them, right? None of them carry over into the next category, so you do have to, you know, be strategic about what you wanted. Like, originally, I thought, well, Double Time and Tracker, but because I kept running out of ammo, I switched over to Scavenger, so that way I was able to pick up ammo as I was going on those longer streaks, and, you know, wouldn't have to run the field upgrade of throwing the ammo box on the ground, right? You know, I didn't want to run that. I wanted to run other field upgrades, stuff like that. That's why I picked Scavenger. Otherwise, I probably could just throw an ammo box on and run either Overkill or Tracker and still be able to get a lot of things done. So that brings me on to the next one. Bonus perk, right? There's only 5 of them. Resupply spawn with additional lethal. Again, very few people use that in the first place. The only thing I could see that really being good for is the drill charge, and maybe, you know, a map where there's a lot of walls that people tend to hide behind. You might want that in like a search and destroy match. Drill through the wall, get a quick easy kill from that going through the wall. You know, that might make sense, but for the most part, completely useless to me. Spotter, be able to see enemy equipment, stuff like that through walls and stuff like that. honestly, the only thing I ever really see is the proximity mines or whatever they're called, that people place down. I don't know if C4 is able to be unlocked. I honestly haven't checked, but claymores, they're noticeable as shit. You just see the red lines, or you run into the back of it and it doesn't blow up anyways. But I haven't seen people using C4. The trophy systems don't matter. The proximity mines, they're annoying, but once you know that they're there, you can just run up and shoot it. It's really easy to avoid, and therefore, spotter to me in this game, completely useless. I know it's pretty good in some of the old Black Ops games and stuff like that, but this one, useless. Cold-blooded, undetectable AI targeting systems. You know, like tactical cameras. I've seen a few people use them, but not enough to make a difference. I haven't seen a single person use a recon drone, and I haven't seen a single person use a spotter scope. So, cold-blooded is, completely useless. Like, nobody's... even if you don't show up as an enemy on a tactical camera, it's not like they can't see you. You're still gonna fucking be there. So, it's just a completely useless perk again. So there's 3 down already. Completely useless. Then you have fast hands and quick fix. Honestly, I'm gonna switch mine over to quick fix right now. Quick fix, after you killing a player, it instantly starts healing you. In this game, that is major. There are so many times where I get into a fight, I finish killing somebody, and I only have like 3 seconds till the next person is coming in. But the healing timer, no. It's like 5 to 7 seconds before I start healing if I don't have that. So having quick fix on, you heal up real quick. That makes sense. That is a fantastic perk. Fast hands allows you to reload a little quicker. Honestly, from my play experience, most of the guns take quite a while to reload. Like even like an MP5, it still takes a solid minute to pull the magazine out and put the new one in. And obviously you can't reload cancel or anything like that. But fast hands, even after I've unlocked it in a game, it doesn't really work. Like it might add 5% faster speed onto your reload time, which in the long run is maybe 0.2 seconds of actual playtime that it changes. So to me, I thought it was gonna be good. I was running it for a bit, but it's not good. It's just not it. It's just not it. It's not what you want. So you come into this bonus perk, and the idea for them was, oh, we're gonna make you choose what perks you're gonna get because you only have a select few. There's no options here. It's just quick fix or you're gonna lose the game. Like, quick fix literally wins you games. There's nothing else here that is even worth using compared to quick fix. So you go from the first 2 perks. I have 4 choices that I would choose from. It was actually a hard decision. Number 2, it's only one. Only one that makes any sense. I think you come to the ultimate perk, and don't even fucking get me started on this ultimate perk. Okay. High alert. You see enemies that are looking at you that aren't directly in front of you. So they're behind you, to your left, to your right. They're looking at you. They're able to see you. You're going to get a little highlight red on that side of the screen, whichever way they're looking at you, right? Except for the fact that the time to kill is fast enough in this game to where even if you get alerted to where they are, you're already being shot at. You're already going to be down before you get the chance to turn and look in their direction in the first place. So that, completely useless to me. Ghosts, undetectable UAVs, portable radars, and heartbeat sensors. Well, I haven't seen many people use the heartbeat sensor so far. Portable radars, I don't think I've seen but maybe 1 or 2 people use them because they're just not that useful. They don't have very big range, and like honestly, UAV only takes a few kills to get, so you might as well go all the way for the UAV. And the UAV, yeah, sure, I'm noticeable by the UAV, but without my shots registering on the map when I shoot normally anyways, people already aren't looking at their map. A UAV goes off and they're just like, whatever, I'm not looking at the map anyways. I'm not gonna start looking now. I mean, I personally look at the map, but from what I've noticed, when an enemy UAV is going off, it doesn't matter. They still don't even know where I am. They're not looking at their maps to see where the UAV pings people. So ghosts to me in this game, also useless. I know a lot of people love ghosts, but I just I don't see a reason to use it. And plus, I mean, you know, if people are using their mini map and they're running after you, you're gonna hear them running from a mile away towards you. So you should be able to prepare and be able to fight them without ghosts on. So that's not a big deal to me. Hardline, it reduces by 1 kill or 125 score, whichever one you have going. Honestly, it doesn't really matter to me. But you know, towards the end of a match, if I go on a late game streak or something like that, it's kind of nice to have like something that's like, I don't know, a 13 kill streak be 12. Because usually if you're going on those kill streaks, you know, you start off the game kind of slow, you start going on a kill streak, you get to like 10 kills, that usually unlocks the ultimate perk anyways. And so since you're so close to finishing that kill streak, having it reduced by 1 kill once you're towards getting it is very helpful. You know, it just makes it feel a little bit nicer. That's why I run hardline. Pretty useful perk overall though, because you know it takes a UAV from 4 kills to get to 3 kills to get, and man, it's really easy to get like a triple kill in this game. So it just helps a little bit with getting those kill streaks, and the kill streaks in this game actually feel really useful to me. I don't know about other people's opinions so far. I haven't heard much about the score streaks, but they seem very, very viable and very useful. Next one is overclock. You know, you earn extra field upgrade stuff, and you get an extra charge on it. You know, I'm gonna be honest, I've been using the inflatable decoy for the most part, but I know that there's other options and stuff like that, but I barely use my field upgrade in the first place. The one I could see that are really being useful for is Dead Silence, because I know Dead Silence is only a field upgrade in here, and people were complaining about that not being a perk, but honestly, yeah, to me, Overclock, completely useless. And then we come up on our last perk here, Survivor. Used to be good in old games, you know, you go down, you pull out a pistol, you could kill someone. If you got that kill, you'd get back up, right? Or you had the option to revive yourself if you happen to fall down behind a wall. Well, they got rid of the pistol now, so it's only reviving yourself. Once you revive yourself, you get shot again, you're fully dead. That makes sense and everything like that. You can also have a teammate come over and revive you if you go down in Survivor. But, and which, by the way, if you do get revived by a teammate, you still have that self-revive charge, so the next time you go down again, you will still be able to revive yourself or have a teammate revive you. And while that can get annoying, without having a pistol, man, most of the time, it's only towards the very end of a game. And if I see somebody go down behind a wall, I just throw my drill mine on them. If they're right in front of me, you know, I just take the extra bullet and shoot them. Most of the time when they're going down, that extra bullet hits them anyways and kills them. So therefore, I'd say Survivor also completely useless in this game, except for very, very select few circumstances there. And so again, I'm left with only one real choice for this last perk. And that brings me to my next thing is like, you know, Scavenger, why is that not a bonus perk? Scavenger is so useful, especially if you're going on streaks and stuff like that. I think you move Scavenger over to a bonus perk, and you move Tracker to an ultimate perk, and then I still have to think a little bit about the first two perks, but then I really have to think about the second two perks. Do I want to heal faster, or do I want to be able to get ammo so I can go on longer streaks? You know, that seems like a viable question for me. And then, you know, last one, Do I want to be able to get a kill streak with one less kill, or do I want to be able to see where people have previously walked, and maybe I'll be able to make up that one kill and not die at the very end of my, like, kill feed, or, you know, kill streak or whatever, right before I earn my next kill streak, you know? I think those decisions just make the difference, you know? It would feel more fleshed out if you move Scavenger to a bonus perk, and you move Tracker to an ultimate perk, and then this whole edit perk thing has a lot more decision to it, has a lot more streamlined to it, and, you know, a lot of these other perks, although small, you know, I might actually consider them because, you know, I don't always want to run overkill. I don't always want to have, you know, maybe my AR and my SMG on the same class. You know, sometimes I want to use a pistol, and you know, the fully automatic weapon here, the side impact, fantastic. What is this gun actually called? The X13 Auto, the Glock, pretty much, the full auto Glock. It's fantastic. So sometimes I want to use that pistol, you know? So those are just the few things I would move around within these menus and stuff like that. That's been most of my gripes with the beta. Like, I love the beta so much. I had so much fun, you know, hopping into this game. The gameplay itself, you know, having to move a little bit slower and push things more tactically, I think felt fantastic. This Call of Duty, I am so excited for. It has a month till it comes out, and I know I have FIFA and some other games coming out in between there, but man, I cannot wait for the full release of this game. I cannot wait to hop back into this, and I can't wait till the 2 weeks afterwards when Warzone 2.0 launches and get to finally play a new Warzone experience that might actually be good, because Vanguard's Warzone experience has been less than ideal, and even Black Ops Cold War's Warzone experience was okay at best. So, you know, I'm really excited for this game to come out, and I'm really excited for everything with it. I just really think that this UI and everything like that needs some work. It needs some editing, some changing. I'm gonna edit this video, you know, I'm gonna get it uploaded for the Sunday after this beta is finished, and then hopefully I will still have time to be able to send that on Twitter to Infinity Ward or on Reddit or somewhere where I can put it out there. And just hopefully someone at Infinity Ward might be able to see it. You know, I don't have high expectations. You know, my views, or my YouTube videos don't get a lot of views or anything like that, you know. So, I was just hoping to be able to put something out there, give my suggestion, and at least try to get somebody's attention over there to see the changes that I am saying, you know, might be viable, and just, you know, I think it would really work out. And I think that, you know, with other community feedback that people are getting, all of this UI stuff can get fixed and worked out pretty easily. But yeah, that's gonna do it for me. Do it for this video for me, guys. Sorry, I've been talking a lot. This is kind of a longer video, especially just kind of more of like a ranting video, you know. But I hope you guys enjoyed my feedback about the menus and stuff like that here. And again, you know, if anybody at Infinity Ward sees this, please, man, I beg of you, some of these systems need to be reworked here with the menus, because there are just too many of them, and to get quickly out of them is confusing. Trying to change playlists and stuff like that is confusing. And I, you know, as an end user, as somebody who studied game design in my time, you know, it's supposed to be simple. It's supposed to be dumbed down, because even a brand new player should be able to easily figure this stuff out, and it shouldn't be that hard to figure out how to change a game mode. You know, that's all I'm gonna leave it at. So, as I said, that's gonna do it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching, coming out, viewing this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Till then, 169 is out.